Hello, I'm back. Certainly peace and blessings upon you this evening. We're going to keep moving right along. Next is Nat Turner. He's a slave rebellion leader. Born the 1800s to 1831. And this one reads as such. I would never be of any service to anyone as a slave. I'm going to let that sink in. That's by Nat Turner. But certainly let me repeat that again. I would never be of any service to anyone as a slave. Now, in February 1831, there was an eclipse of the sun. Nat Turner, a man in Southampton County, Virginia, took it as a sign from God that he should lead a huge slave uprising to free those held in bondage. Now, gathering together his closest friend, Turner had plans for a revolt that would take place on the 4th of July. Now, as the day approached, however, he became ill. Canceling the plans, the men waited for another sign. Now, on August 13th, 1831, a bluish-green haze covered the sun. Interpreting this as the sign they had been waiting for, Turner and 6 followers met again to work out the final details of the uprising. Now, on August 22nd, the revolt began. The first house to be attacked belonged to Turner's owner, Joseph Travis. Now, Travis, his wife and child, and 2 other people were killed. For 40 hours, the revolt continued. Between 60 and 80 slaves joined the rebellion. They killed at least 57 slave holders and their families, sparing only poor white people who did not own slaves. Now, when the word of the revolt reached the authorities, hundreds of armed white men rode off in search of Turner, the leader. Now, dozens of rebel slaves carrying only a few weapons were killed or captured. Now, Turner invaded authorities for 2 months. And finally, on October 30th, 1831, the Virginia militia captured him. On November 5th, he was tried, found guilty, and sentenced to death. 6 days later, he was hanged, and his body was disposed of secretly. Although the revolt was over, reaction to it was just beginning. Of those formally charged with participating in the uprising, 24 were either acquitted or freed for lack of evidence. 29 were convicted. 17 of these, including Turner, were hanged. Approximately 200 other African Americans were killed by slave owners determined to terrify the remaining African American population into submission. The white community was shocked by the revolt. They could not believe that Turner, of all people, had led it. Far from having a reputation as a violent or difficult slave, Turner had been a deeply religious man, known as the prophet. He had preached on Sundays and was highly respected by both black and white communities. Turner went to his death with dignity and courage. He once said that on the day he was to die, the sun would refuse to shine as a sign from God that slavery was evil. Not everyone took Turner's religious pronouncement seriously, but the local sheriff did. He refused to cut the rope that would spring the trap on the gallows. No one else was anxious to do it either. So an old man was brought from out of town to act as an executioner. While the sun didn't exactly refuse to shine, the sky did go dark. When a major thunderstorm arose on the day of the hanging. Thunderstorms in November are a bit unusual, and many people found the coincidence unsettling. Now, I certainly like to thank you for tuning in and listening as I was sharing Nat Turner with you, and a lot of my we're just going to ponder and certainly let some of the history and what we've been through, ancestors all on a tree, we're going to let that sink in for the blood that has been shed. All right, and next, coming up in African Americans is going to be Joseph Sinche, or Cinque. Cinque is the spelling. And then we have like Singbi, PA. I don't know, might not be pronouncing that correctly, but the spelling. If it's not pronounced correctly, then I'll certainly spell it for you. It's Sengbe, last name Pieh. All right. So in just one moment, I'll be letting you know about him, and then maybe take a break, and I'll come with one of my poems for you. Yeah, I do have other work besides the book. You know what I'm saying? All right. So until then, certainly be blessed, y'all. All right, because we are.